Hey everyone, it's Jeff here. I know a lot of you guys, some of you see my woodworking videos and whatnot, but hey, I've got some stuff for you guys on all this student loan stuff going on right now, and none of it is gonna be biased. I'm gonna stick to the facts and what's going on here, and I'm gonna tell you how to get out of your student loans for real, not a gimmick, not a joke. Seriously, you can get out of them for real, but you're gonna have to pay them off, and this is how you're gonna do it. Okay, I did this. It took me years, but I got them paid off, and I don't have any more student loan debt anymore. And believe me, it is a breath of fresh air. It is really easy to have extra money to take my kids on little weekend excursions, or buy a car, or have a little extra money for groceries. So it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but one of the biggest things that you need to remember is it's nothing good comes easy. So I want to take a few minutes, and actually it's going to be a lot of minutes. I'm going to show you what I did step by step. I'm going to teach you a little bit. So if you've got some questions that maybe you can't get answers to, or straight answers to, from your loan servicer, I can try and answer those for you. If you have additional questions, you could drop them in the comments. Please also like, and please, if a lot of people like and they subscribed, I'm going to try and give you some more stuff here. I never really done anything like this before. So here is my story, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. So here's how I figured out my student loan problem. Okay, I graduated from DeVry University in 2016. I had $50,000 in debt, and I had roughly, you know, let's see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. How do you zoom? Can you zoom? Anyway, I had $50,000 in debt, and I was paying on the income-driven payment plan. And one year when I was doing my taxes, I looked at my taxes and I said, hey, I had, you know, let's say paid $2,000 that year in interest. And I went, wait a minute, I pay them like $190 a month or $180 a month. Did I even make any payment towards this principal number here? So I did the math, and I found out I paid a very small amount of money towards the principal payment. But actually, my starting balance had ballooned to $53,000. Here's how this works, guys. If you're on an income-driven repayment plan, they're going to give you, they're going to take all your loans. So you got loan 1, you got loan 2, 3, 4, and 5, let's just say. Now for me, I had, I think, 17 or 18 loans, so my numbers were very big. Okay, let's say say one was 5,000, one was 4,000, you know, because every semester you got to have a new loan. One was 3,000, another one was 5,000, and another one was 6,000, let's just say. And then each of them has their own percentage rate of 2.75. This one may be at 6. This one may be at 5. This one, let's just say 4. And this one, let's just say it's at 3. Just, okay. So if you go to them and you say, hey, I can't afford the whatever the payment is. Let's say this was, I don't know, how much is this? 9, 12, 17, 23,000. Let's just say on this $23,000 payment over the 10 years, let's say it was, you know, $350 a month. You go say, hey, I can't pay $350 a month. I just can't do it. You know, I got whatever going on. You know, can you give me an income-driven repayment plan? And they say, yeah, sure, Mr. Hammers, no problem. We're going to give you an income-driven payment plan of $100 a month. And you go, wow, 100 from 350, that's fucking fantastic. Well, that's great and all, but, you know, here's what the part is that they explain it in the fine print, but you may not really understand it because there's so much there and it's in legalese and whatever else. So let's just say, and these are not real numbers, okay? This is an example. Let's say that the interest alone on the $23,000 a month is $150 a month. Let's just say that's the interest portion. Okay? So if we were making this $350 payment and $150 of it was interest, $200 every month would go towards the principal of the $23,000 in our example, correct? Well, if you're making $100 a month for the income driven, let's call it, well, I'll just mark this as 10-year. And this one we'll call it IDR for income driven repayment. Sometimes they call this a save plan. I've been out of the game for a couple years because I had mine paid off, whatever the new acronyms are. But this is what you got to watch out for. If your payment is 100 and the interest on your loan is 150, you are going to be behind $50 a month. So $150 in interest minus 100 payment is $50 a month. That is what you did not, that's the spread you didn't cover on your interest just to tread water, okay? So now, what do they do with this $50 a month? They take this $50 a month and they add it to the $23,050, okay? So we had the $23,000 from our example, we add the $50, there's $23,000. Now, they may spread that amount through any one of these loans. They may give each of them $5 or $10. They may give some $2. They may give some $8. I could never really understand what their process in divvying up that type of money was. From all my research, I could not understand that, but that's just what happens, okay? So, next month, you pay $100 again. So this is your month 2 payment. It's $100. Now, the interest for all these loans is not now $150 a month. That's based on $23,000. It's based on $23,050 a month. So now next month, your interest, remember, this is just an example. These aren't real numbers. It's just to give you an idea what's happening with your loan, okay? Is $151. So $151 a month in interest minus your $100 payment is a $51 unpaid. Okay, we'll call that unpaid. Interest. Unpaid interest. Guess where this $51 goes? Some of you may be starting to see a pattern here. It's going to go on top of this. So guess what? When month 3 payment comes around, your balance is $23,101. And if you're not noticing the pattern here, you're going to be paying your interest from these rates from these loans on $23,101. The interest calculates like a credit card, not like a home loan where it's amortized or a car. All right, it's simple interest. So your payment now may be $152 a month, and you're still only paying $100 a month, and then the 52 gets over and over and over, and eventually that is how you get to the point where a lot of people are talking about, where you start off with a $23,000 student loan and you've been paying on it for 10 years and you are at the same, or you are or your principal balance has ballooned. Because anything that you don't pay here, this interest becomes part of the principal balance of your loan. Okay. So we talked about that. Now you know, now you understand how that works. I can't remember which one it is. Remember this, folks. If you're on deferment or forbearance, I can't remember which one it is, okay? But when you're in one of these loans, the deferment or forbearance option, if you decide to pause your payments, your interest still accrues. You need to ask them, okay? If it's $150 a month in interest, guess what? Every month, $150 is going to get added to your balance. Like I said, I can't remember if it's deferment or forbearance. It's one of the two, so remember that. So, how do you, when you have these income-driven repayment plans, how do we get out of this cycle, right? This cycle is going in the wrong direction. We want compound interest to be working for us by helping us grow our money through savings accounts and whatever, not through massive debt increases. So how do we do this? So the first thing we can do is increase our payment. Increase our monthly payment to cover the interest at a minimum. Okay. So in this example, we would need to be paying at least $150 to tread water, which means we don't go backwards, we don't go forwards, we stay exactly where we are. That's a better option than going backwards if that's all you got. All right? You don't want to wake up at 10 years and find your loan is now $46,000, but it's not helping solve the problem. What you can do is you need to set up payments or set up your overpayments to go to balance or interest, not the next payment. Okay, so that's the next thing you're going to do. So if you're going to pay extra, say, okay, I understand it now, Jeff, I got you. I want to pay at least $175 a month so I can start moving $25 a month in the right direction. That's a great first step, right? But you need to make sure that those overpayments that you're making are going towards principal and not towards next month's payment. So what happens in some cases is if you've got like let's say you have a $100 bill, or if you pay that $150 and then you pay an extra $25, you would think they'd go $175 and then you'd have the $25 towards the principal, right? Well, there is a way that they make it set up so you can say, okay, $150 for this month and then $25 toward next month, and that doesn't help your situation. It's just next month you're gonna owe only $125. You want the $25 to go towards this, this $23,000 number we keep talking about. Okay, your principal balance. I hope I'm not losing anybody. That's why we have the rewind button. Okay, make sure you ask questions if you have questions. Okay, and I will do my best to help you. And I'll be first to tell you if I can't help you, and I don't understand. I will tell you I don't understand and can't help you. Okay. Here's the next thing you need to concern yourself with, is you need to sort all your loans from smallest to largest, okay? And you're going to want to pay the smallest loan off first. You're going to use the debt snowball payment method. Don't worry about the interest. It's not that big a deal. But you want to start getting these loans paid off, okay? So here's what I did. I sorted all my loans. So in our example here, I would pay off loan 3 first, then I would pay off loan 2, then I would pay off loan 1, then loan 4, and then loan 5. So this one's at $3,000. This one's at $4,000. This one's at $5,000. This one's at $5,000. This one's at $6,000. Okay, and a total of $23,000. Okay, so every month I'm gonna pay my minimum payment, right, and make sure that it's above the interest at a minimum. Okay, So I'm going to pay my $150, and then I'm going to log into Navient, Advantage, wherever, and you can pay by specific loan. So you can go into there and say, loan 3, I want to pay an extra $25 and every month, and go in there and make that extra payment. Okay? And you're going to keep doing that. So let's just say that out of your $150 a month payment, okay, you're going to pay that down all the way until it's gone. Okay? Now let's just say we got to come up with a way we're going to break this apart, this 150. Let's say, oh, sir. I don't know. Let's say out of the $150 a month, 10 of that is I'm going across, okay, guys? Let's say $10 a month. This is monthly, okay? $10 is the $3,000 one. $20 out of this 150 is the $4,000. Two $5,000s. Let's make it easy. Well, they may not always be the same amount per month, but let's do 30, 30, and then where are we? 90, 60 dollars for the $6,000 amount. Okay, so if we pay this an extra $25 a month down on this loan, okay, eventually this balance will get to zero. Okay. Now, I don't want you to pay $25 a month. I'd rather you pay $25 a month, when you get a raise, throw everything you get extra at it. The light bill you had budgeted for $100 a month, and it's only ended up being $90. That extra $10, your tax return, everything you got, you keep chucking at this crap. You want to get it going as soon as you can. Get it going. Get that steam rolling. Get that snowball going. Okay, so we pay $10 a month here. We paid the $25 a month in this example, and that's $35 a month, okay, that we're paying towards this one loan, and this loan is now zero. Great. We got the first one done. Celebrate. Don't, high five the wife, hug the kids, tell them you love them, hug your husband, whatever. Now, we move on to the next one, the $4,000 one. So this $35, this isn't a, hey, we got 35 extra bucks now. Oh, no. We're going to get all the money that we can, from tax returns, bonuses, whatever you can, birthday money, and you're going to throw that on this loan 2 loan, and you're going to take the 35 that you were spending on loan 3, right? Because we had the 10 plus the 25, and now we're going to add this to the 20. So now we're paying $55 a month on loan 2. This is called the snowball, the debt snowball. If you need to learn a lot more and go into more depth about this, go into you want to see Dave Ramsey. Okay, the guy really gave me a lot of good ideas on this. So just keep going down this way. After you're done with that one, you're gonna have 55 plus 30. Then you're gonna be paying 85 a month towards loan 1, and then in this example, then eventually it's gonna be 115. And then eventually it's going to be 175 is all going to loan 5, and you'll have that thing done in no time. Okay? This is not going to be a fast process. This is going to take years, dedication, time, and patience. Okay? You will be so happy that it's done and over with, though, when you're done, I swear. You have no idea. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Okay. So that's how you get rid of it. Okay? That's how you get rid of these loans. There is no shortcut. There is no forgiveness. There is no whatever. You got to do this. Okay? That's it. All right? If you get on an income-driven repayment plan, in my case, I think my income-driven repayment plan was like $250 a month. And I started throwing $100 extra a month at it, $200. I had a part-time job, and I got paid weekly, and I made $150 a week. And every week I made another payment on the student loan, and then at the end of the month, when it was time to pay the regular bills, I paid the regular $250. And imagine if you're throwing another if you're throwing $800 a month at this loan, and then you're adding another $250 on top of it, you are cranking these suckers out super fast. You're getting excited. You're high-fiving your family. You're high-fiving your friends. You're bragging about it. You know, you go to dinner with your boss and you go, oh, I just paid off my student loan. And they look at you like, they go, oh my God. You know, I had that happen to me. They're like, are you serious? That's a huge accomplishment. So I started with $50,000. I got it gone. That's how I did it, okay? Now, some of you guys are going to say to me, Jeff, I don't have a pot to piss in. I have no money whatsoever to make these payments. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do a budget. And you're going to have to take a real hard look, and you're going to have to sit down. And this is a lot where Dave Ramsey came in for me, was sitting down and getting control of my money, figuring out where everything was going. He has a very easy to use app that can help you track your daily spending, especially if you're using a debit card. Here are some things that I did to help me save money, okay, and budget. All right. First thing I did was I gathered all my bills. All bills, insurance, and subscriptions. Okay? I need to know what I spend every month to keep the lights on, to keep a roof over my head, car insurance, the car payments, okay? Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, the Cricket premium subscription that you have, Xbox Live, Spotify, God, I can't think, Pandora, everything that you have, the GoPro subscription on X, everything that you have, you got to get that into this. What does it cost me a month to run this? Sewer, electric, okay? Here's how I figured out my variable, those are fixed expenses, okay? Those are easier to calculate than variable expenses. And for variable expenses, you got your fixed expenses, okay? This is going to be just the nuts and bolts of a budget. You got your mortgage, your rent. You've got your like your internet. You've got like your stuff that stays the same price every month. Okay? Then your variable expenses are going to be all the crap that goes up and down all the time. Electric bill, your gas, water, sewer, okay? And then you're gonna have, those are just the bills. Now you gotta look at the expenses, like food, and you're always gonna have more money in food than you possibly know of, okay? You know what's not in, you know what you need to count though in here, and make sure you take care of this too. What did you spend in restaurants? You can like look at this in your bank app. If you get a statement, what did you spend in restaurants and what did you spend at the actual grocery store? And restaurants, folks, also equals fast food. Taco Bell, McDonald's, all right? Everybody loves Chipotle, all right? But I don't know if you've ever bought lunch recently, okay? Like you go to work, you buy lunch, it's like $15. This is ridiculous. Okay. This is where you're going to find your money, folks, is in restaurants. You're going to find it in insurance, maybe insurance, okay? So here's ideas on saving money. If your variable expenses are lower than your budget, every month I budget $400 for gas and electric. I could tell you right now I paid my bills for this month and my electric and gas bill was $160. Where's that other 240 bucks going? It's going over here, right? That's where it needs to go, okay? But I know that in the summertime, sometimes that electric bill is 300 bucks, right? And then the gas is another 50 in the summertime. Got to keep the hot water going, right? So that's 350. So there's not as much wiggle room all the time. The winter, it could be the flip-flop, you know? Your gas could be 200, your electric could be 100. Okay. So when your variable expenses are lower, the saving money toward, I'm going to put that toward the debt. Variable expenses lower than budget. Can you get a better insurance rate? Especially car insurance. Don't skimp on the coverage, okay? I'm not telling people to go to state minimum. I always carry 100, 300. Check what's up with your state. Talk to an agent. But go to a broker. You want to go to a broker. I've been with State Farm for 20 years. Yeah, but if you call Geico and they save you $150 a month and it's the same shit, then, you know, I'm not asking you to go with Uncle Bob's insurance. I'm just saying this is a damn good idea. A lot of people do cord cutting, which is canceling their cable TV and just going with streaming services. Be careful though, because when you start adding up multiple streaming services, YouTube TV and all that stuff, it starts getting dangerously close to cable television. But I'm willing to bet that 95% of you out there have cable TV, have Netflix, have Amazon Prime, have Disney Plus, and you don't even watch cable TV. So call your cable TV, internet provider, whatever, and say, hey, I just want the internet. What is just the internet? Do you have a home phone? Is there a real reason for you to have it? When was the last time you used your home phone? Just a thought. Look at your cell phone plans. Now this is where it gets tricky. Some of you guys are like financing phones and that. Never. No. I'm not gonna pay for a phone for 30 months. That's stupid. We had some hand-me-down phones we gave the kids to get them started, and then they saved up their own money through their jobs and Christmas and birthdays and whatever from the, you know, their grandparents, and they were able to buy better devices for themselves at their own accord, what they wanted to do. And we went with Mint Mobile, and this is like $15 a month per line. Okay, so look around out there, you know. Oh, everybody's got unlimited internet. Well, Timmy never uses his phone outside the house. You know, he uses 1 gigabyte a month, maybe. Everything else is at home playing Clash of Clans or whatever it is at the house. And you're paying unlimited for him. You spend an extra $15 a month. That's $15 a month towards this. It starts adding up really fast, guys. We go from $150 or $100 a month to being able to pay $350 real fast. So those are a few ideas, guys. I hope this helps some people. In short, you got to make big payments. The payment that they give you may not be enough to cover the interest. The interest then gets added to the principal. The principal number then becomes bigger, which then you pay interest on top of interest the next month. And then you just keep going backwards and backwards and backwards. What you have to do is figure out what is your interest on your loans every month. Figure out, do a budget, figure out what you're going to do with your money every month. Give it a purpose, all right? Watch some Dave Ramsey videos on YouTube. Get a sense of the spirit. Don't do ish. Get going on this, okay? And I know you can do it. If you got questions, shoot me a question. I'll do the best I can to help you. If I don't have the answer, I'll tell you I don't. But you know, don't make any big purchases. Just focus on this. Once you get this done, you can start actually saving cash and pay cash for shit, and it's amazing. So thanks, guys, and have a safe day out there, and good luck with everything in the future.